Hi everybody, this is Jason Mark Campbell. Welcome back to our live stream here with Mind Valley. We're going to be talking about our mindset, how to set your mind for abundance. And so I'm a host here at Mind Valley, and what we do every single week is get a chance to come live, interact with you on YouTube, answer some of your questions. And of course, if you are here watching the replay, know that we do this at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9:30 p.m. for those of you who are in Hong Kong, Singapore, or Bali, such as myself. And we want to make sure that we get to interact with you, share some interesting ideas, and keep you up to date on what's going on at Mind Valley. If this is your first time joining the Mind Valley channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click that bell if you want to be notified every time we have a live stream coming up so you never miss a beat. So you can do that right now. And then now let's talk about setting our mind to abundance. I was a little hesitant, to be honest, when this topic was coming up. We're actually launching a masterclass with Marissa Peer. For those of you who are students of Marissa Peer, I'd be curious to see the chat here or in the comments. Have you ever studied material from Marissa Peer? She's created 2 courses, one quest and one course here at Mind Valley, one called Uncompromised Life, the other one called Rapid Transformational Hypnotherapy for Abundance. This second one is the feature of the week, which is why we want to talk about abundance. But like I said, I was a little nervous about doing this talk because the idea of abundance, it makes me go into the journey of thinking of things such as the law of attraction, manifestation. Matter of fact, it's not that I have anything wrong with this, but it seems like we've seen it so many times in a lot of slightly different variations that you start wondering, like, how does it really work? Is there truth to it? Has it been overused? And I'd say in our culture sometimes we've seen a lot of personal growth methodologies being promoted out there that simplify the ideas of the law of attraction a little too much. It's not strange to anybody who's been in personal growth to see the image or the quote of somebody saying, sitting in their house, I want a Ferrari, I want a Ferrari, I want abundance, and wondering why nothing is happening. What is the actions that need to take? And what are the things around the mindset that we definitely want to prime that allows you to have this abundant mindset? And the whole question here, oh my God, first off, I'm going to take a moment to just look at the people's comments here. Everybody here, I got Raveen here. Marissa has changed my life, Uncompromised Life. It's such a powerful course. So for those of you who have went through this, really happy to see you're there. We have masterclasses that are always available for free. And of course, in the description, you can register to Marissa Peer's masterclass, which is about how to use this hypnotherapy method to actually program your subconscious and your mindset for abundance, which is where all this starts. But then I want to ask the question, why is it so important to be abundant? I mean, is abundance just something that we want for ourselves? Is it a selfish action? And matter of fact, is the thought that having abundance for yourself thought of as something selfish stopping you from getting it? See, there's a lot of times that we have blocks around abundance, especially money blocks. Abundance when it comes to the category of wealth of abundance, right? We think, wow, who am I to go and try to get more? There's maybe a lot of problems you see in the world, a lot of poverty you see in the world, right? And you're thinking, here I am trying to manifest abundance. Am I wrong for doing this? Does this make me a selfish person? And what I want to instill as a belief, and these of course are my opinions, my beliefs. I mean, I've been with Mind Valley for over 7 years. I had a chance to interview so many authors, so many teachers when it comes to these ideas of abundance. And here's what I've distilled and what I've also found for myself is that when you're someone who goes to strive for abundance, abundance typically follows impact. It's usually correlated with the fact that you are making value be created in the world. You're out there and making a difference. And for such, abundance usually follows for yourself. And here's what I'd love for you to consider. If you're somebody who's struggling with the duality of abundance and thinking that it might be from a selfish place, it's actually a selfish place if you are not striving for abundance. Let me explain. If you're in a position where you can have the space to think about abundance into your life, that means you're going to spend time to zoom out, focus on bigger goals that are going to make a bigger impact, which is going to bring you more abundance. And to do that, it means you need to impact lives of other people. And if you're doing abundance in the right way, it means you're going to be coming from a place of love or above. For those of you who've ever went through Christy Marie Sheldon's training, we spoke of love or above. This was an old school, original classic course here at Mind Valley. So for those of you who've been followers for a long time, might have went through this. But again, when you vibrate from an energy, an emotional level of love, and you seek abundance, this is really where it works together, because not only are you going to make that impact, but you're going to make the world a better place in the process. And so when you go out there and decide to step into a place of abundance, you can know that you're going to be impacting other lives. You're going to affect everyone around you in a positive way. And let's be real here. Let's look at the world around us. We need more people that can step up as role model and be showing the path of abundance, that can actually lift the tide for everybody else. And so if you can be that role model and choose abundance, you're not only going to be able to provide yourself an amazing life with more greatness, but you're also going to be able to be a role model for others and lift the tide for everybody else because you've chosen to step into that. And so this is why it's important. This is why the world needs more people that are here speaking of abundance, stepping into it. And now let's explore those little words that I mentioned earlier. Who here that's watching, I'd love to know in the chat, who here believes in manifestation, the law of attraction? Have you used it? Has it worked for you? Are these awesome things? I'd be curious to know. I'm seeing a lot of people here. I see Freddie, I'm seeing Abinash are all saying, yep, used it. So what are your opinions around these ideas that could be more on the fringes, right? There might be, some people might put them in a category of the woo-woo terms, but interestingly enough, I was having a conversation around this idea of manifesting, which was a bit beyond the whole meditation, right? It's really about bringing into existence what you vibrate into your thoughts, right? And before I get into those specifics, it's like, there's a lot of methods that are out there. And even as I'm seeing the chat, everyone here are saying, I believe in it. I've seen it. I'm learning about it. Information's changed my mindset. So I'm not teaching anything necessarily new. So then the question is, what's stopping it from working so effectively? Like, if we know that, the mindset, our mind is in control. And for me, the original piece of literature that got me on this path of looking into this, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Now, I'd love to hear some yes, if some people have read this book and also resonate with it. This was where my journey started, and I started understanding the power that our mind has on every action that we take. See, if you're in a closed mindset and you're not thinking about bigger goals, you're not setting a vision, maybe you're in a kind of fight or flight response and you're only looking at the negative, how can you take bold risks and take bold missions and make strong actions because your mindset is going to be so worried and hesitating throughout the way? And so what are these blocks that we see, right? Because if you want to go into abundance, the methods are there, but then there seems to be blockers. Blockers. What are these blockers? And, if you've been in self-help, personal growth for long enough, you would have known that a lot of the things that program us, our beliefs, right, have come from the age of maybe 3 to 7 years old. I'm hearing different authors will say, 5 to 10. Mary Sapir herself speaks of 50% of your beliefs have been formed before the age of 5. So there's a lot of work to be done there. And if you're not doing a lot of, regressional therapy or looking back into that history, this might even feel like it's not a memory that you have much of. And if there's not much of your past that you remember, these are usually reasons you should be a little concerned, because our mind will usually block out any of the traumas. And then if you don't have the ways to audit your past, then you can't look at the root cause of the behaviors and the beliefs that you have. That is what you're looking to change, right? If you have a fundamental belief, for example, the classic one is money is the root of all. Chat or comment, what is the money root of all? I know you know better, but what is the traditional phrase usually say? I'm seeing in the chat, we have evil, right? Money is the root of all evil. What a terrible thing to say, right? I personally have a different definition of money. I feel it's just stored energy. And if any of you have went through Money EQ with Ken Onda, it's another quest we have here at Mind Valley, where money is just this amazing stored energy, and you can have happy money. And when you have money coming in, going out, you can be happy about that flow of energy because it's never being destroyed. It's always flowing with some money that you have that you get to spend, gets to share abundance with everyone else you interact with. It's a beautiful thing. It's just stored energy. It doesn't need to be evil, right? That's just a belief. And here's what I love the most about what Marissa Peer teaches is the fact that our beliefs, they exist only in our mind. They feel true to us, but they exist only in our mind. And this is the beauty that I love from her teachings, is the fact that it exists only in your mind means they are fully capable of being changed. And so this is where abundance mindset, abundance in health, abundance in wealth, abundance in relationship is all about changing those beliefs. And when you can do that, you can start seeing that when you go into using the practices to get yourself in the mindset of abundance, you've cleared the blocks, you've looked at the traumas, and now you can start using these tools and have more clarity on how you can go out and see the things you want to create in the world. See, abundance is a beautiful term that a lot of us resonate with. It sounds awesome, but how do you start taking the action? Well, the first thing I would say is if you haven't watched the masterclass with Marissa Peer, you definitely want to check this out. I will drop a link into the comments so that everybody can go ahead and grab that. So I'm going to just grab this over here, and here we go. So pay attention to the chat. I'm going to put up a link so that anybody who wants to register to that, this is the absolutely free masterclass. This is where you actually get to learn the ideas from Marissa Peer to work on those blocks, because it takes somebody a bit qualified to work on these. I am not a therapist, but she's been a therapist for over 30 years. So you'll definitely want to watch that masterclass because she will make you go through an experience to clear some of those blocks. But what I wanted to make sure you leave this session with is what are some of the tools you can use, right? I want to share some of the best things that I've learned through the interviews that I find are extremely applicable, because sometimes our mind plays tricks on us, right? Like if you want to work on the root cause, go and check the masterclass. That's going to be some good stuff. But here's a few of the things that might come up, and I want to give you some tricks that you can catch yourself, right? Because let's say you want to get in a state of manifesting, okay? You're going to be setting goals. You're going to be saying, okay, I want to accomplish amazing things. Maybe you want to start a business. And I'd be curious to know, what are when you step into that energy of abundance, what is it that you want to create? Is it a business? Are you trying to create a new product? Are you trying to hire some people? Are you trying to start a nonprofit? What is that creation you want to bring? Maybe you just want to be able to have more money for your family. And all of these answers are good. There's no wrong answers in what you're looking to manifest into abundance with the goals that you set. And so I'd be curious to know, what is it that you're looking to create? What's the goals that you're setting for wanting abundance? And here's one of the quotes that it's this gentleman by the name of Gary Cox. Gary Cox, I had a chance to interview him on the podcast that I run for Mind Valley called Superhumans at Work. And here's a trick that I thought was really strange. I'd never heard anybody explain it this way, but I thought it was so relevant. So I want to share it with you here. We have a lot of feelings that come up as we pursue goals, and there's nothing wrong with having feelings. We should acknowledge the feelings we have. And matter of fact, there's a lot of teaching that says we have to let our feelings flow, acknowledge our feelings, etc. But this person said something interesting that made me think twice about letting myself feel my feelings in the moment of it. And here was his quote. When your feelings get in the way of your goals, you have to ignore the feeling. Now, at first I was like, wait. That sounds like you're not acknowledging an internal need. Your feelings are obviously trying to give you some signals. What's going on here? And the example that was used I thought was very interesting is, let's say you're already wanting to have abundance within your health, right? And you're thinking, okay, I'm going to be eating well. I'm going to be going to the gym. I'm going to follow a regimen. Maybe you've made an abundant decision and a dedication and a plan around what you want to do when it comes to your health and fitness. And then you wake up one morning and you're tired. Maybe you stayed up, watched some amazing videos and content for a really long time, and then the alarm goes off. And you had set a goal. You had set a goal that you weren't going to hit the snooze button, but instead you were going to go out and maybe go for a run, maybe go for a walk. And your feeling is telling you, hey, you're tired. You should just stay in bed. You don't need to do that. Just hit that snooze button. It'll be okay. You'll be comfortable. And this is what is meant by this quote, is our feelings sometimes will want to bring us to the path of most instant gratification. And they'll want to null or remove any of the risk or not make us pursue the strong goals. And so I found this was a powerful quote, is looking into our lives when we step into that energy of abundance. When is it that we actually make decisions against our feelings because they're trying to keep us safe, yet you're on a pursuit of abundance? And safety is not always what you're trying to reach as a goal. Our body has been designed to be safe. Our DNA over the years has ensured that we stay as safe as possible. But sometimes, this is a quote from Marissa Peer, says that we should be pursuing the things that are exciting, not safe. we are in an extremely safe world today, and a lot of these mechanisms and triggers that we feel compromise our safety are very much from a reptilian brain that in today's environment is not so relevant. And if you can pursue the exciting things, the great bold plans, the good visions, and the abundant mindset things that you have set into stone, sometimes will make you step outside of your comfort zone. And your mind will love a comfort zone. And so when you set those goals and you want to be abundant, understand that sometimes putting those feelings on hold will be necessary to pursue something greater. Which brings me to what I wanted to leave you with here, which is, if you've studied a lot of the work from Marissa Peer, one of the best things, my first ever time interacting with her was actually at A-Fest in Croatia. And she gave her famous talk, which is the viral talk that we have on Mind Valley channels, around I am not enough is the biggest plague for humanity. The fact that we feel that we are not enough is what creates so much pain for so many people around the world at every income level, at every wealth level. We feel that we're not enough to deserve X, Y, Z, this abundant life, all of the things. Why? Because I didn't get this kind of education. I didn't have this kind of childhood. I didn't have this, or I had too much of that. And we create a lot of meanings and reasons as to why we are not enough for the goals that we set. And when that belief is in place, what happens is we start having those feelings that come up that sabotage us on the process of the things that we would want to do and know to do when we want to be on a path of abundance. Because this is where the action comes in. The action comes in when we know that we are so deserving of everything that we want, so abundant in the way that we think, and that there's nothing that stops us to deserve it, to get it, because we are enough. We're perfect in the exact way that we are, with any of the background that we've ever had. You are the right person for whatever you desire. And the universe does respond. The universe does respond, but the question is, how consistent are you with your order? How consistent are you with what you want? Because a lot of times we'll be playing basketball, or not basketball, but hopscotch. We think we're going in, or a skipping rope's going, and you're thinking of jumping in to get into that abundance, but then you're like, wait, no, you're not taking that leap to hop in and play with the universe. You change your order. You choose a different goal. You choose something different. You go back. Maybe I was manifesting the wrong thing. Maybe I was thinking about the wrong thing. And a lot of this comes from this I am not enough feeling. If some of you have went through Marissa Peer's teaching, you are very familiar with this. I love Harsh talking about how consistency is friendly with the universe. And I'm going to bring another book, one of my favorites here, called the Four Agreements. This is Don Miguel Ruiz. And one of the most powerful of those agreements is be impeccable with your word. Because what you tell yourself is going to create a lot of ripple effects in your life. So if you are in a negative spiral, this starts accumulating. If you are sending yourself abundant signals, you are speaking to yourself positively, the things that you say out loud is like a magic spell in the universe that we can communicate with each other. And if you're saying, hey, I'm going to show up at X time for this event, yet you show up late or you don't show up at all, you're sending signals to the universe saying, this person, when they say something, they often change their mind. So those big goals that they set, let's not take that seriously. They often change their mind, so we're probably not going to prepare that too much. The universe is there to serve, and it will respond to how you behave. And so that consistency becomes really, really powerful. So now, what to do for your abundant mindset? Now you have this information, like what can you do? Is this something to change? Well, here's the beautiful part. This again from Marissa Peer, our featured author this week, speaks about something that is magical. This is from her Uncompromised Life course, which I've started as well. And here's something beautiful. The mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is not real, which is why sometimes we can go to a scary movie and suddenly jump in fear thinking that that surprising sound in that scene scares you when you know you're watching a movie and you're perfectly safe, yet we have a biological response, right? And so a lot of what she teaches are these hypnotherapeutic principles that can reprogram your mind and take it out of a negative spiral and into a positive spiral of abundance. And so this is going to be what I highly recommend for people watching, is if you haven't had a chance to go through the free masterclass with Marissa Peer, she actually gets you to experience what is a rapid transformational hypnotherapy session for abundance right there on the masterclass. And what I want you to know is when you go through these trainings, you not only get to get a taste and experience the true transformation with Marissa Peer, they're also going to give you a chance to join her quest. If you're an all-access member, this is something you already have access to. But if you've never done a quest with Mind Valley, watch the masterclass, see if this is right for you. And of course, you can always join, and you have 10 days to decide if it's right for you to continue on the journey. But I would love to see a lot more of you be a part of the Mind Valley family. If you're just at a point right now that all you can do is watch a free masterclass, then do that as a powerful step. And I'm going to put the link in the chat right now so you can pick it up. This link will take you right to the masterclass. To sign up, you just need to put your name and email, and you'll be right on your way. You can actually watch it right after this live stream. If you're watching the replay, you can watch it right now. And you'll see that she's going to help you reprogram some of those beliefs, which is going to be one of the perfect steps you can get started with when you want to go on this journey to bring yourself in a more abundant mindset. And so just as a recap, I want you to know the reason why abundant mindset is so important is not just for fixing and bringing more abundance into your life when it comes to your finances, your relationship, your body, your health, as well as your own mindset to be more abundant. But when you do so, you become a role model for everybody else. And the more you become abundant means the more you're going to make decisions that impact more lives more positively, especially when you're resonating from an energy of love or above. The world needs more people that are outside of this negative down spiral, choosing abundance and really going out to make bold goals because they know they are enough, they are the right person, and they're moving boldly to do that. If you have any blocks in your life, it usually has to do with our childhood patterns and beliefs, which the beauty is all of them can be changed. They're fully malleable and they only exist in our own minds, which means we can retrain it. This is where the tools such as affirmations, doing the hypnotherapy with Marissa Peer, and all of these tools that we know about are powerful ways to start looking into these seeds, these roots that exist that hold us back. And this is the journey that we're on. We are all enough. And the only reason you've ever been in a state of feeling like you're not enough is just for an opportunity to prove to yourself, to the world, that you are. In the absence of what is not, what is can become more glorious. And so with that, I want to leave you with the idea that you are an extraordinary human being. You are fully capable and deserving of amazing abundance. And I wish you on your journey to be doing great things impacting the world, whether it's in your immediate family, whether it's in your community, or you're trying to set a big goal to impact the millions of lives. That is up to you. Your mission is set for you and you can choose it. And everybody is enough to choose whatever mission they want. And so, thank you so much for joining. We'll be back next week for another session where we get to have a live conversation. If you're watching live with me, I'm going to be coming back doing some Q&A with everybody that's joining me live. If you're watching the replay, make sure you join us next time. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell as well on the YouTube so that next time we go live, you can join our pre-show and our post-show where I get to interact with everybody that's in the live chat, and we're maybe going to be giving out some prizes next week as well. And so with that, thank you so much for tuning in. All of you on the live stream, stick around. We're going to have some fun and interact for a Q&A. Be abundant. We love you at Mind Valley. Take care.